right, this coming in from Fox News. Fetterman hears voices like the teachers in Peanuts after stroke, struggles to adjust to Senate life, per report. And he was admitted into the hospital on Wednesday and still is there with dizziness or, I don't know, lightheadedness. And they're checking him for seizures at this point. This guy, oh boy. Since he came into office and when he was running, we have criticized him heavily on this show.
Oh, yeah.
And rightfully in a lot of ways. Now, first and foremost, regardless of how dumb I think this guy is as a whole or how bad of a politician I think he will be or is, I certainly never want to see somebody go through anything that's painful, right? Strokes are no joke. Seizures are terrible. Somebody's health is always the most important thing, and we want to make sure that he is healthy. Okay, we want him to be healthy. He has children. He has a family. So with that said, we do care about that. But as a politician, you signed up to be criticized as a politician, and that's what I'm going to do right now. He was elected in Pennsylvania, and we have some Pennsylvania followers that we've gave some shit to for how in the world did you get this guy in? Now, to be fair, Oz was not the best person to run against. I've said that multiple times. But Fetterman, he had a stroke in May of 2022. While campaigning in Pennsylvania's open Senate seat, causing him to have cognitive issues, including a problem with auditory processing.
Yeah.
The senator, who is in the hospital after experiencing lightheadedness on Wednesday, has struggled to adjust to life in the Senate, given the challenges of recovering from his stroke and the need for technology tools to help him conduct conversations with staff and colleagues. Now, I had no idea about this, but he actually carries around a box that when you speak to him, it will text, like it will write out what you're saying so that he can read it rather than hear you. I'll say this. There's people in Congress, there's people that are in the government that have disabilities. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you are capable of doing your job, okay, that's always what it is. If you're capable of doing your job and you have a disability, then so be it. Whether you're like Abbott with a wheelchair, it doesn't matter. Now, with that said, if you are struggling like Biden, okay, where you can't seemingly get out sentences, you can't express what you're thinking, you can't hear what people are saying, that may be a little more problematic for the long term. And I think he already this close in. He's only been in for a few months at this point, right? I mean, talking, what, 3 months?
Yeah.
If you're struggling to adjust and you are trying to recover,
and clearly still have some kind of health issues going on that now you're readmitted into the hospital.
Yeah. Not good.
No.
That's not a good thing. Now, he claims in this article that he is hearing voices when you speak to him that sound like the cartoon Peanuts. And I don't know if you guys remember what the teachers from the Peanuts cartoon sounds like, but Chris, go ahead and play this. This is... Now, to him...
that is his life.
That's what he's hearing. Now, think of a situation where they're saying, "Sir, we're under attack. Sir, we need to make a brash decision right now. Like, tell us what to do. Like, this is happening. There was something's going on," and he's hearing, it's not good. It's not good. You know, part of being a leader is making quick decisions. Now, granted, he has his little box, and he's functioning, but I think leaders need to be healthy at minimum. Okay, you can be healthy and have a disability, 100%. But you need to be able to be cognitively there, which is why Joe Biden gets so much criticism because, sure, at moments in time he can make decisions, but I think that Joe Biden is beyond his years right now, and that's why he's criticized the most. I think is because he can't form sentences and he can't talk for long periods of time. And if Fetterman is in that same realm, dude, like, what do you do about that?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I mean, I can understand everyone has to go to the hospital every now and then.
Yep.
That's not the thing. And things come up. But this happened and was an issue before you even, like, as you were even running.
Yeah.
So the fact that, like, he continued knowing what kind of issues he was going to have and that he wasn't going to be able to do the job the way it was intended or supposed to be
or
done,
the way he wanted to,
or the way he wanted to,
Yep.
and the fact that his doctors didn't come forward and be like, it's with all the stress and the traveling and the moving, it's probably not the best idea for you to continue on this path that you're going down, just because of your health issues.
Yeah.
And clearly, I mean, I don't know what the cause of. He's apparently like dizzy and all this kind of shit. So I don't know if just him being constantly on the go is now contributing to more health issues because of the stroke he already had.
Exhaustion.
So,
Yeah, and that's a fair point, man. And again, that goes back to us. Like, I don't like him. I am embarrassed for Pennsylvania that they voted for him. I got to be honest with you. That's my opinion. But it's really about like, dude, what are you doing to yourself right now? Like, clearly you have a lot of health issues that are going on right now.
Yeah.
And you got a family that it should be the most important thing to you. And, like, what are you doing? Like, with the stroke, now possible seizures, dizziness, lack of hearing. Like, man, like, what are we doing? Like, are we really going to prop up this guy because you hate the other side so much? I mean, Oz is not my favorite guy by any means. I've said that from the very beginning. Oz is... There's something bad about him too, and I get the the lesser of two evils, and I get that, but shit, dude, this is who you promoted. You did. You had these celebrities coming out promoting him, like you knew, like he's huge, he's problematic probably, like this is the best you could do.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're on the other side, the blue no matter who thing. There's got to be a point where you're like, this probably isn't the best decision.
Well,
there has to be that point.
So his Democratic colleagues are trying to work with him. They describe the closed captioning system as working to help Fetterman have seamless conversations. And this was a quote from Mary Gluesenkamp Perez, which is a Democrat in Washington. It's just a slight delay, she reported. I didn't notice he was even using it at first, and I was like, why are you holding it? It took me a minute to figure out what was going on, and that was the box that he had that actually gives him text. But this guy has also came out, and I mean, he needs prompters to help him read and to help him kind of keep up with what's going on. Also has come out saying like he doesn't want reporters to have cell phones near him. I mean, there's a lot of demands.
He's not allowed to be asked questions if he does any kind of press conferences or anything like that. It's like him talk. And then you can ask questions later if they're in written form.
Yeah. People are saying before the stroke he was the kind of person who loved to give and take with reporters. I haven't seen any videos.
Maybe beforehand.
I don't know. I don't know if that's. I mean, that seems like bombastic. But the challenge he has obviously is to getting back to that position with his current limitations. And of course, like I would like him to be healthy because. It's kind of like beating a bad team when beating a team when the best player's out. No one wants, like, when you're in competition, you're trying to get shit done, whether it's sports or just anything for that matter. You always want to beat the team at their best because then it makes you feel like, dude, we took out the fucking Golden State Warriors with Curry on the floor, with fucking Klay Thompson on the floor. If they're all sitting on the bench because they're hurt and you just beat the team, it's just like, man, we beat them, but it's not the fucking,
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I want him to be at his best so that we can go back and forth and have real debates with this guy because I think he's wrong on his policy. I want him to be healthy. And I think regardless of the fact that he's a Democrat and I'm not, listen, I want him healthy because I want people to see what he's saying. I want people to understand where he's wrong. And you can't achieve that with him being in the hospital.
Yeah.
So that's truth. I want healthy debate and healthy conversation with people who know what they're talking about. And that's why Biden is so frustrating is because he's not there and you can't even, he always gets this, well, he's an older guy. You got to give him a little. No, I don't. He's a president.
No.
He's the fucking president. Like he needs to be healthy. So listen, man, if you're hearing peanut voices, like that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. So we do wish him a recovery. We do hope that he gets healthy and that he gets into the right state of mind so we can beat him properly the next time because this is crazy.
But also, you should have known this beforehand, but it's probably the best idea to just step down.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be somebody that could, even if it's a Democrat, whatever, dude. Like, we need to get some, because at the end of the day, people need leadership. They want some leadership, like good leadership. And if you can't do the job, you need to get somebody in there that's capable of handling shit that happens. What if there's a major storm? What if there's a major problem? Do you really trust this guy at this moment in time to be able to handle that shit. That pressure,
Yeah.
I really don't think that's going to be the case. So whoever's second in line for Fetterman, if I was Fetterman, I'd drop out, go spend time with your family, get yourself healthy, run again down the road if you feel like you want to. But get whoever's next in line in there to actually get shit going.
Yeah.
And then that way we can start having some real debates and hopefully turn this state back to red again, or turn this situation back to a red situation again in the long term.